the Babylon 5.
Zappers knew you would come.
I think I'll stick my head in the station's fusion plant, but...
You've lost much, endured much, sacrificed greatly.
Life's full of mysteries. Consider this one of them.
We are in the process of building the future. Rangers never fly. If you go to Zahadu, you will die.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Give me a second here. Oh, my God. My underwear's still in the fridge. Hold on. There we go. All right. So we're back. Thank you for sticking around while I tried to find the intro. I misplaced it in my pants, in the freezer, in the fridge. With that, we are back again for more Babylon 5. But we are now on, if I can remember, oh, my God, we're on season 3. We're getting there. We're getting to this. Getting a lot of tidbits this week, especially these episodes. God, I love the first one. 5 was one of my favorites. And with that, I guess I should bring on my panel. Keith is somewhere lost in time, but I do have an extra guest until that happens. But first, let's welcome the author and the pain in the ass, Deg Outlaw.
I should unmic myself.
Yeah, you should.
Hello.
Hello. And then we have Monkey Jeebus scrambling to get a mic to work. How you doing?
Hey.
Oh, come
yeah,
on.
you know how it is. You always have like the most time in the world and then never enough.
You only had like a week to make sure everything was. Yeah, I'm just. How you doing, right? And we have the Kate, the Rowan Ginger. How are you doing? Fine. All right. And then we have a new addition today because Keith is lost. Arwen Avalon.
Hey, y'all.
How are you doing? Hey.
Hello.
Hey, better than I was this morning. It's all good.
Good. I want to say this stream is not sponsored by George. He's out. He's busy. I don't know where he went. And we got Mr. Tickle Trunk dropping in because before Keith gets here, I guess he'll have his own thoughts later. But I dropped a $5 super chat, and this is related to an article I was shitting on the stream about because I was terrified we were watching another Batwoman in the process. Confirmed at Midnight's Edge in the morning, JMS has, in air quotes, full control for a B5 reboot with oh my God, I can't say that, the CW. So there's some hope there. And there is now a boo-boo on my heart. And for that, sir,
FAT-STEVENSEAGAL does rule.
Yes, I do agree, Gary. Thank you very much for that excerpt right there. Perfect. Thank you for that. And for real, here you go.
Has made some bad choices.
Yes, I always love that one. Oh, and we're currently who's finally he was on camera. They went off camera. Hey, Keith, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Are you doing okay?
I slept through my alarms.
Old age?
Old age? What do you mean old age?
I don't know.
Clean the wax out of
your I was deaf. But with that, we're going to get into something a little interesting before we get into the episodes. And I know a lot of people saw the
Hey,
tweet.
Mountains.
Hey, Mountains. Sorry, that's
sorry.
not me. Wait, yeah, I'm not sorry too. We had some interesting developments today, and I think a lot of people related to the super chat probably saw articles like this. And I will bring it in 1 second. I don't know why it's gigantor on my screen. I guess because they heard the old age joke. Babylon 5 series reboot with J.M. Straczynski is in the works at, I hate saying these letters, CW. So, and that is related to Super Chat brought to you by Mr. Tickle Trunk. Thank you very much. And he's saying that it's been confirmed through Midnight's Edge that he will have full control. So we don't have to worry about TNT putting their fingers in it like they did with Crusade. So that's looking good. Now, before we get into this article quickly, I want to quickly say hello. Thank you for being a member and a mod tickle. You're great. You're fantastic. Archer Colin, thank you for being here with, I hope you didn't shit in my chat. Cold Era, hail to the fattest of the fats. Oh my God, self-esteem is gone. Louise X Sparrow, hi. So you heard the news? We did, and I'm somewhat happy now and also terrified. I posted here seconds after Andrew said it on M. That's way too many letters for me to read. I hate acronyms. Apollo Megan, thank you for being a member. Hello all, and hail to you and Truck Dog and fam. And I've heard to say hello to Louise. Hello. We also have Jester of Sin. Thank you for being a mod and a member. He's also currently wearing a Crisco Core, the Crisco on the Cloud long sleeve, and he says it's very soft and comfortable. And of course, we have Arwen Avalon. Thank you for being a member and putting up with all of our shit, whether it's Fortnite or here. Martin Orlando, thank you for making appearance. Good evening, afternoon, all, and good morning, depending on where you are. Archer Colin, I've already said hello to. FAT-STEVENSEAGAL, you are a man of man. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going to stop doing that. That's really weird. And we are going through the list. Stream Elements, thank you for working today. You weren't before. We're live, Carrot. And who else? Who else do we got here? Have I got everything? Mountains of Elysium, hello. I hope I can say hello to you as well. And then, what is that? What is that? I'm terrified to look. Mr. Chico Trunk just shit in my chat because I don't know why. And I don't know what to give him. I really don't. I don't have a pooper scooper video. So,
Captain Murphy.
Hi.
Hi. Now, sir, why do you think I should choose you to father my baby?
Huh?
Now, with this article, I was pooping on it earlier today because I was terrified when you hear CW and something you love put together, it's pretty much going to turn into Batwoman. But did you guys hear this and see this today?
Mm-hmm.
Not too many details about it, but yeah, with the overall. And the word reboot, is it actually a reboot, or is he just expanding the universe?
Right.
It would seem to be a reboot from what I'm hearing, which fits with some of the questions that he's had over the last year. If you've been following J. Michael Straczynski on Twitter, he's been checking questions out there. And what I had noticed over the last few months is he would randomly ask these questions. And one of those questions that stood out to me was, well, what would you think if we kind of brought back Babylon 5, but more as with a new cast, same story. So he was out there testing it, you know, with people.
Did you? Which article did you read, Keith?
I didn't read the article. I remember seeing. I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
and that to me was like, you know, I remember when he put that out there, and I was kind of like, on the one hand, it's like I'm glad they're willing to talk to you about it, but I don't know how I feel about rebooting it unless, you know, under certain conditions.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of agree with that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like the thing is like reboot. Yeah, we're all tired of that shit at this point. Remakes, we're all tired of this. Reimagining, we're all tired of this shit. Secondly, is most people who have grown up on the show know this show, have met the cast, met the crew, know the stories and everything in between. They have to make sure that the cast that they get has a dynamic both on and off the set, and I think that's going to matter in the the lifetime running of this show if this reboot is going to come through, if it is a reboot or something along those lines. If him having full control is one thing, but we don't know how long they will let him have full control, and I think it depends on how cast is chosen.
Plus things are changing.
Yeah,
there could be no Sheridan if it's the original story that he wanted to tell.
The weird thing is that this article I think bothered me the most this morning, and I think it's how they worded stuff, and I want to read some of this. Written by Straczynski, the reboot revolves around John Sheridan, played by Bruce Boxleitner in the original series, an Earth Force officer with a mysterious background, who was assigned to Babylon 5, a 5-mile-long space station in neutral space, a port of call for travelers, smugglers, corporate explorers, and alien diplomats at a time of uneasy peace and the constant threat of war. Is that true, or is that Straczynski's actual storyline?
Well, no, that's not his storyline, but it sounds like he's having to compromise. Remember, the people that he is dealing with, that he has been negotiating with, these are the people that are currently in charge of Warner Brothers. Okay.
Well, wouldn't it be CW, so that'd be like CBS and Warner?
It's both. It's both. So it's bad news whichever way you want to go. Either it's the current people with Warner Brothers right now, before many of them are fired, or it's CBS, which means it's a lot of the same people that are basically in charge of what they're doing with Star Trek and are very aware of what they're doing and the reason why they're doing it.
Successful one with JMS instead of Kurtzman.
Well, that's the thing. The thing about the CBS people is they want people who are compliant fully with what the executives want, to the point where they will take literal suggestions from executives and make those real, versus Warner Brothers, where, you've got a bunch of people making decisions for right now who may not survive the upcoming purge.
A lot of things might not survive the upcoming strike.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a little bit. But I wanted to read this because I think this person hasn't even watched the show, because I think they're explaining the first season and the whole fucking mysterious background, who was assigned to Babylon 5, yada yada yada, in a time of uneasy peace and constant threat of war. Technically, they weren't really at war, and there wasn't uneasy peace at that point. That wasn't until season 2, so we're gonna get introduced if we're going down what's already stationed, right?
Yeah, the writer of this never saw the show at all.
Let
me get into this. It was bothering the crap. You're writing an article, fuck all. That's what we call it. It's called the fuck all article.
I think this particular thing that they wrote here that you started reading is more along the lines of what the reboot will be, because it sounds very CW-ish.
Yeah, it does.
And so I think they have already communicated to him exactly what they want. This is the only way that Babylon 5 will see any life, is to be, oh God, I can't believe I'm saying these words, as a CW series. So basically it's going to be a lot of pretty people with their pretty problems and pretty aliens and lots more sex and a lot more,
Now, his arrival triggers a destiny beyond anything he could have imagined. As an exploratory Earth company accidentally triggers a conflict with a civilization a million years ahead of us, putting Sheridan and the rest of the B5 crew in the line of fire as the last best hope for the survival of the oh my God, this is horrible. It's it was the last best hope for peace.
Mm-hmm.
It was all the races living on this neutral station. So this article, if you're gonna look for this article, don't read this one.
I think they're just
bad.
on what they think it's gonna be and what they thought of the first series, not what. I don't think they have much information on the new series, so they're just talking about speculation.
Something like that. Quickly though, and I'll let it go on. Chico Truck with another $5 says, "Now is the time. If you want more from that universe, to watch Babylon 5 and to get other people to watch it." All right, Tickle Trunk, you go do that. Tell everyone to come to my channel.
I think he's trying to paraphrase what I said in the very beginning.
I know. I'm just appropriating what you said and using it for my own channel growth. That's how I work here. The man who can see the future from the kitchen sink, and for that, sir, I will most definitely give you. And quickly, before I forget anything, I just saw someone else. Cuber, hello, nice to see you here as well. Brightest day, thank you for being here, and Hale as well. Thank you for not opening up with FATs. That's great. Thank you. And Louise Expero says, JMS is excited for it. I'll give it a chance. I will too. If it's an alternate version, I'm kind of okay with that. Well, as long as it doesn't turn into a mystery box, I'm happy. Full control in JMS, that gives me a little bit of hope. Then you hear CW, and the only thing you can see of it, remember from CW, is Iris West, Batwoman, the Flash is gone. It's gone. The ending of see, everyone's making the same. I'd rather have an colonoscopy right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, what has happened with Star Trek really? It's the CWization of Star Trek, but worse. So I don't know. I was never in the room with J. Michael Straczynski. All I know is it is coming back, but it's, we're rebooting it. And I'm
See,
sorry.
until I hear the words from an exec instead of a reporter that says it's a reboot, I'm holding out hope that it is a continuation from one of the side stories, whether it has something to do with the Psy-Corps War, whether it has to do with the Legend of the Rangers, one of those lines of things, because there's a lot to work with.
There is a lot to work with. He was talking about that. He talked about that a lot on Twitter. But I mean, this is one of those things where, given the fact that there are so many things happening right now, I also believe that you're having kind of like a fire sale mentality with a lot of this stuff. That there are people willing who are just willing to green light whatever.
So you're saying, like, come on down to WB, CBS. We got Vorlons. We got Centauri. We even got the Nards. Stale.
Look how good we've been doing. Can we keep our jobs?
You want to buy a Star Ferry? Come on down. We got 4 of them.
Yeah, you've got somebody that's willing to make a deal, but you also have to, quote unquote, meet them halfway. Yeah. Because they need to, and from their point of view, it's like, hey, we need to put this in a way that, I can easily sell it. And I think the only way they could make it happen was by putting it on CW. I don't think J. Michael Straczynski was ever really going to be allowed to have another story within that same universe, unfortunately, unless you had some sort of major event that had the ratings and the viewership for Babylon 5 be huge.
That's like our show. We're doing that right now.
Can I ask Keith a question?
Sure.
Keith, since you apparently follow all this extremely close, and this is a genuine question. Did JMS not tell the story that he wanted to tell the first time?
The story kind of changed over time. His original idea to tell the story had to change, and first and foremost was because the reason why it had to change was because you had a lead actor who was having some personal problems, and so when those personal problems got to be too much, he had to make a change.
But wasn't that at a particular point in the story? That wasn't from the very beginning, right?
John Sheridan was not a character who was meant to be on the show. He was a brand new character. Mm-hmm. In fact, the original character was Sinclair, right?
Yes.
But what he did was he created a brand new character using the same letters, JS, as the character he was replacing. That's all. Mm-hmm. Delenn was meant to fall in love and have a relationship with Sinclair. Sheridan was never a character that was ever supposed to exist.
But Sinclair and Delenn babies, I can't see that. That's weird looking.
Well, I mean, again, it's that whole thing with I can't say anymore.
It goes too far.
Yeah, we can't say anymore. They were supposed to poke, not Batman and Robin. So let's just leave it at that. And to quote Dega, don't worry, it wasn't a reporter. It was a senior managing editor. My bad.
Well, that's the thing too. You look at most of the media nowadays, at least these guys that are reporting on, and I'm not talking about Midnight's Edge or Bounding into Comics, but most of these groups are jumping at every single chance to feed the Twitter crowd that, look, we've got one of these old IPs that people love and we can twist it to fit what we want. Mm-hmm. And they're probably excited thinking, here is another one, just like Batwoman and the rest of them, that we're going to take to CW and screw with it.
I would like to quickly say, sorry, Keith, Zach, thank you for being a mod and a member. I do see you there. Chico Trunk, you're going to pay for my pizza tonight at this point. Here's some hope. Superman and Lois was pretty damn decent. I've actually saved it, not watched one episode yet. I've been saving it. And they didn't even have great writers. The CW might be course correcting hard right now. And Martin, we got Sox Bulletin in here. Hello, holy shit. Martin Orlando says, I hope so, Mr. Tickle Trunk. And I don't know what to give him, Keith. Here, at this point, he's just throwing money at me like this.
I'm responding to Archer right now. Archer, the thing is that Sinclair was never meant to go away.
Yeah.
His entire storyline takes place from beginning to the end of the series. Sinclair was never meant to go away. He was meant to be the main character for the entire story.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And they had to do something. because his health was not the best.
I'd like to quickly throw in a thank you to Tickle Trunk for.
No. Give me money. Give me money.
Sorry.
I want to do that in real life sometime.
Just make sure no one's watching. And Brightest Day says CW stands for continuity.
Continuity.
Thank you. Continuity is wrecked. Words and phonics are not here on this channel, guys. I'm sorry. If you want that,
I wonder how you would handle Talia's character if they had her on the very beginning and not kicking her off, and then just the whole side quirk.
Now, here's a hypothetical for you, Keith. You take if Sinclair, his story arc was complete, and there was still something that happened on a planet out in the middle of nowhere, and he was eventually going to die with a bunch of spirit-like aliens. Mm-hmm. Would he then come back as someone very famous in Minbari history?
I don't think so.
Smooth.
I think what JMS has said in interviews over the years when talking about Babylon 5, and what I found interesting was that what we know as Sinclair's story was meant to be the whole of his story, and how Sinclair's character, his ending comes. That was meant to be the final episode of the show.
Really?
You see, what ultimately happens with Sinclair was meant to be the final episode of the show. He was meant to have a full life with us and then end it in the way that his character ends. And then that was meant to be the final episode, and that's your 5 years.
Quickly, Rab Marshall, new name in the chat. Maybe I've forgotten if I see him for welcome. Says, ask the question. So, who was supposed to turn to Valen? Can we spoil that yet?
Oh, God.
No, we can't even spoil that yet. So tune back in about 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Wait.
Wow.
The cat ruined it.
No. Turn to Valen. So, who was supposed to turn to Valen? Batman. Oh,
for Batman.
Keith is.
I don't know. Season 1 gave so many hints at what was going to happen that I don't. Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, this is a no spoiler stream for the future, guys. If you're new here and don't know that, please don't do it. So right now, Valen is Keith.
Yes, I am.
When he goes to sleep, he has like one of those orthopedic pillows, but it sits on his head like a Minbari.
So we could just call him Bonehead.
No, we can call him
there you go.
Martha.
We can call him Keithan. Vale Keith. No, that don't work. Val
Again,
Kilmer.
This is one of the dangers that when we started all of this, remember I told people, you could find out a lot of this just by Googling it because everybody's talked about it. He's discussed it. But the thing is that he was pretty exact in the story that he wanted to tell. It's just that real life got in the way with many of the actors involved with the show, and changes had to be put forth.
And it was very adaptable.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that really, really got me with this show was how they made those changes to the point where now you can have people watch the show and not even realize that many of the changes that happened were changes because there were things that were going wrong, and that he just kind of molded it into the story so smoothly that people didn't even realize that some of the stuff had to happen. But it was not part of the story.
He was one of those creators that was very understanding of real reality before the show. And that show not only adapted because of that, it didn't really falter. This guy was pulling rabbits out of his hat. And it kept not only the show on a steady path, it kept the crew, whether you were actual cast or just stage crew, working together in this formula that was fantastic. I'll say that from my opinion. It was great. You don't get that anymore really as much.
Well, Claudia Christian is she hurt her ankle, and they wrote that into the story.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah,
I agree.
Garibaldi's ass.
Or I think you also mentioned about Zach's suit not fitting right, and his costume for the show actually didn't fit right. So they said, "Oh, let's just write it in." It was good filler.
It was an amazing group of writers and just an amazing cast and crew. Now, they could easily, if JMS is really and truly running this the way that he wants, I'm sure he'll be able to put together another writer's room that will at least be able to work their magic. But my thing is, if you're really going to reboot this, I would like to see him shore it up with a lot of the storylines from other shows to at least kind of even everything out a bit. What he did with Crusade was a really nice bookend to a lot of events. I'm not saying I would really make all of that a part of Babylon 5's story, but there are certain aspects of what he did with Crusade that could be brought into this show and probably assigned to a different character.
Sorry about that. Quickly, I want to say, Catman, DD Myers, hello, and thank you for being a member. Long time no see. Always great to see you. I hope you're having a great day. I hope everyone's having a great day. My pants are still in the freezer. I like having a cold buttocks in the morning. It's great. Just like working out. And y'all fantastic. But when I saw this article right away, because I can't forget who tagged me. I think it was someone tagged me this morning. And what I did was I quote tweeted him please tell me, Straczynski, you have full control and it's not another TNT travesty. Literally, you can find that tweet right now. I still haven't gotten a reply, but I'm like, please tell me you have some type of creative control, because I know how he loves his property. Holy shit. Michael Hickson, you didn't leave a message or anything, so if there was supposed to be a message, or this is just a donation, please write a message in the chat and I will highlight it. But brother, thank you. I can finally get that breast reduction for my Membari puppets that I have in my back room here. I don't know why I said it that way, but it got really awkward. This stream is brought to you by shit. Matt Stevens should shut up. But yeah, thank you. And for that, I don't have anything that's $20. What should I give? Oh my god. All right, you get the Skelebeatus. And you get a Star Wars.
If you really want a really cool spoiler, it's this picture that we're looking at for the article. That's a cool spoiler.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Here, how about this? I'll just
no. Go ahead and leave it up. Give it up. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything, but I mean, if people are interested in spoilers, that's a cool spoiler. Given where we are with this story and what season we're on and what episode we're on, this is a cool spoiler. So there you go.
I wonder how Garibaldi broke his arm.
Oh yeah. He finally hit on a Psychor too much, and they just snapped it away. Mountains of Elysium says, make the Warren Keffer character more like Apollo, son of Earth politician who will cause problems for the main cast, even though he is on their side.
My biggest fear is that everybody in the cast will be reduced to their early 20s and be kind of supermodel good looking. It'll be more or less like a combination of whatever Berlanti decides to do and the 100. So
I thought the 100 was good, and then it went, what the hell's going on here?
This one would be older.
Sorry, what was that? You were breaking up.
I think a lot of the characters would be older. Because even when they did Battlestar Galactica, they had some older characters.
Yeah, some, and I guarantee it'll be a lot of the characters with the wisdom to hand down to these new. I mean, look, you can tell that I'm not very excited about a reboot. I am not.
No,
that excited.
I'm not either. Okay, go ahead.
But I totally get it. He had to do what he had to do to get this sold, and given the state of things right now, I mean, you've got people at Warner Brothers now even saying stuff like, "Hey, we can bring back the Snyderverse." And it's like, well, wait a minute, you now you want to bring back the Snyderverse? Now that it looks like you're about to lose your job, now you want to start dealing? It's a little too late for that,
I don't know, Kate. Anything's possible in this.
anybody willing to make deals that just a few weeks or months ago, or even a year or two ago, was telling you to basically shove it where the sun don't shine, is someone who you have to realize is in trouble.
Well, this is my concern with it. I'm afraid that they're going to frame it like, okay, here's the real Babylon 5, the untold story, the one you were meant to know, blah, 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 blah. And the story is amazing as it is. If they frame it like that, then what is it going to make this? Chopped liver? No,
it'll just be a different telling. It'll be a reboot. It'll be a total reboot. It'll be probably a younger cast, and it'll be a lot of the stuff that J. Michael Straczynski was fighting against with Crusade when he was fighting TNT, and they were asking him to make changes and try to have more action, but they wanted more. In fact, a lot of the stuff they wanted him to do with Crusade is pretty much what the CW is about. Mm-hmm. A lot more sex, a lot more action. And it was just, it's ludicrous compared to the kind of story that this actually is. Now that you guys have seen exactly this far into Babylon 5, it's not something that you can easily make like that. I'm not saying it can't be done. But I am just scared. I'm happy.
It'd be something real quick, if you don't mind. It's a little bit of a sidetrack. Did you see who liked your tweet about the program today on Twitter?
Me?
Yeah, Miss Claudia Christensen.
What? Ooh. Oh shit!
Oh,
yep.
Damn.
Hey,
sorry, my mic. Hold on, I gotta mute my mic.
Claudia, if you're really listening out there,
we
come on the show. I think Steven can get you on, and we'd love to talk to you.
I know people like
you heard him squeal,
like the ice cream truck guy. I know the Uber Eats driver. I know the bus driver, but they change up every week, so it's not. But Claudia, like I said, like this, I've said this before when we had Miss Pat Tallman on, which was fantastic. A lot of us had a lot of fun. Is that whether it's you, Bruce, JM himself, you all have an invitation to just talk with us like we're either sitting in a bar sharing stories, because you have a lot of new and old and reoccurring fans that would love just to ask questions, hear stories from you. Don't break your leg on the way in, but we'll have a cast ready for you here no matter what. And if you are in the chat, say hello.
He was active. She joined that Babylon 5 group earlier in the week.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of good, but like the thing is like, the CW worries me, but they got money. As long as the more I was thinking, it was like we're in a big space station in the middle of space. None of us identify anything more than non-binary. We're about to go to war with people who actually use pronouns. We're fucked up.
I'm afraid that this could really be the Discovery version of B5.
Oh, please don't say. I don't want a Michael Burnham. I do not want a Michael Burnham.
I was just thinking, Ivanova's Mikey Burnham. Ugh.
You already have the greatest woman in sci-fi, Claudia Christensen there. All they would do is be messing it up.
Yeah.
Ivanova herself has enough memes to last a lifetime, for God's sakes. Like, rule number 1, you do not talk about Ivanova's rules. Rule number 2, I will knock you the fuck out. Number 3, who's coming in? Okay, Docking Bay 4.
Again, this is... I think given what they had with the announcement about Doctor Who, this following very closely after it, I think this is the next step. I mean, a lot of this stuff that they've been putting out hasn't been as successful as they hoped it would be. So what do? You take something that people are truly, truly deeply excited about and deeply care about and try to put a nice Discovery type twist on it. Now, with JMS in charge, I would like to say the quality of the stories will be a heck of a lot better than anything that you're currently getting with Kurtzman Trek.
Wait, Keith, are you saying that we will actually get scripts and not complimenting hair and constant crying?
Yeah, because again, when you look at what JMS has done since Babylon 5, shows like Jericho, Many people know him even for Sense8 with the Wachowskis. He is a capable guy. And I think he'll make it entertaining no matter what. He's exceedingly talented. But I'm scared. I'm happy that at least, the powers that be are now starting to acknowledge that B5 actually exists. But by doing this and creating something kind of sort of different with it, that makes all this other material that we have, the encyclopedias and everything, just okay. Well, it is what it is, and it all goes to a point and it stops.
I think the stem fear comes from the point that it might be a bait and switch because we've had that so much. At the same time, we can look at it from this aspect. They've gone through the popular properties and they've realized that it's been success and F-ups at the same time. And now they're moving down the tiers of what's in their catalogs. And now they've reached Babylon 5. And I think that's where a lot of fans are scared. Like right here, we have 18 people here right now. We started with like 5 people watching, but we were sharing the love of the show. We were sharing like our favorite moments and all that stuff. But the show's magic is why we come back every week. That and really awkwardness between Tickle Trunk and Keith, but we love that sexual tension.
When you think about how much or how far the idea of JMS taking over Doctor Who, how far that went out there into the ether. Think how many people, how it trended, how many people were tweeting about that. Personally, I think JMS has had contact with a lot of the people running Warner Brothers, but I think that may have put him over the top. It brought him some attention from certain people that are probably under the age of 25.
I mean, they actually took their wait. So they actually took their heads away from their phone and actually looked at something else.
They live on Twitter. The people currently making a lot of these major decisions are living on Twitter. And so to have JMS sort of, become a topic of discussion, especially where Doctor Who is concerned, I think it's like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, we have him? Oh, well, let's just bring him in. Let's see what he's got.
A lot of people are paying attention to Babylon 5 too, because like in all the groups that I'm in, there's always new viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have other YouTubers that have way huger audiences that get the Babylon 5 out there too, like Mandy Summers. Like she'll talk about it. Like she watches, like she actually knows like everything about the show.
See? And look, I think until we find out something different, this is Deadline. Until we find out something different, to me, anything is possible at this point. My only advice is if you have any love for this show at all, figure out a way of showing it a lot, especially on Twitter. Yeah. And trying to get as many people to
this channel.
And this channel. Yeah. Try to get people to come to this show or other shows. Get as much if you've ever thought about getting someone into it by having for Christmas, buying them a book or a set of videos or DVDs or whatever, now's the time to do it.
And there's something else we got to add though quickly. You brought up book, right? I think can everyone in the chat please use the applause emoji please right now for a moment, because Adaga finally sent the books. He sent the books. It's been about 3 months, but he finally sent them today. I'll get them by next year because memes is probably going to be my delivery driver.
You got your books. We got a new series coming up.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully the strike doesn't take it out.
But Variety gives us a little bit more, Keith. I'm going to get into this quickly. Original series, J. Michael Straczynski is on board to write the project. He will also executive producer. Who writes this? Yeah. He will also executive producer under his studio JMS banner. Warner Brothers Television, which has produced the original series, will produce. Oh my God, this guy can't write. The new iteration of the sci-fi series is described as a from the ground up reboot. In the series, John Sheridan, an Earth Force officer. Oh God, they use the same mysterious. Yeah, so their guy just copied and pasted.
Yeah.
So
it's artificial intelligence.
Yeah, but this gives me a little bit of hope, but then you read this, who didn't really. So this is what the storyline they're probably going with, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, this is part of the negotiation. JMS getting to do this, and now whatever executive currently that still has their job for right now in Warner Brothers has said, "Look, we need to make this something that we can get people today to watch." And so I'm thinking they negotiated, and this is how far it went. So be lucky that at least you recognize a lot of the names.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's any television show, there are two big powers that you have to watch for. It's the ones who supply the money, which executive and producers don't necessarily do a lot of it. They help gather it. The other one would be the showrunner. Those are the keys to watch for to see if it's going to be a good show. If Straczynski is showrunner, have nothing to worry about, even if CW is in charge. If he's not, and we worry about the people who are supplying the money, then there could be trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about it, though, because Babylon 5 doesn't need to be changed at all. It wasn't toxic in any way. It's progressive. It has a lot of strong female characters. And I think just with maybe the updates in technology, you know, like you don't have any of like tube televisions as a display screen. But I think Babylon 5 is pretty much like the perfect series to reboot and not really much changes.
Well, yeah.
I wish I could totally go down that road with you. I really do. I do. But I am scared right now because
I don't see anything toxic about the you know the first series that we're watching now. It's very progressive.
Well, yeah, and that's not what I mean, Monkey. What I mean is, what I'm scared about is that the Berlanti DC stuff was obviously the most successful stuff they had. And given what they did with Supergirl and some of the makeup effects and stuff they've had on that show, this was the stuff that they said fans wanted, and that was just some of the most lackadaisical stuff I have ever seen. I mean, just Babylon 5 is one of those shows that if you're really going to do this, if you're going to go down that road, you're going to have to at least bring in, you know, you're going to have to bring it, basically. Now, if you want to do things as far as if you want to equal the quality of what the original show had, you're going to have to bring in some people that know what they're doing. And at this point, I don't see anything that they provided with some of the best quote unquote shows up to this point they've had on the CW being anywhere near that visually, especially in terms of makeup effects and costumes. Yeah. So even though JMS is in charge, he can only do what he can do with the money that he's given.
At the same time, Keith, though, we're where CutieCast is pointing out in the chat, like worth to watch out for. We're seeing reboot from the ground up. We're not seeing reimagining. The reimagination. We're not seeing words like built for this modern age. We're seeing nothing of that. So we don't have to worry about Narns running down the middle of Babylon 5 saying Narn lives matter and all that shit. Sorry, bad fucking joke.
God.
But have hope. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket, I think what we can say, right? Like CW is like, but
they're never going to spend the same amount of money that you're seeing for something like Discovery. You know, that's the most expensive show on television. And no show on the CW is that expensive. Okay. So first of all, J. Michael Straczynski has dealt with that before. I'm just worried about the limits of how far they'll allow him to go. And if you're having someone come through to do this deal that may not be there in a year, you know, you have a lot of changes ahead for Warner Brothers. And my thing is, I would be more excited about this if this were a project that we were talking about having premiere in 2023, because by then, a lot of the changes behind the scenes that'll happen will have already happened. A lot of the major changes above, especially for Warner Brothers, you'll already have David Zaslav in place. You can plead your case to him, because he will be the final authority, and I'll feel a little bit better in that respect. Plus, it'll give those of us who are fans and any new fans that have come along time to do the things necessary to show that this is truly something that we love. And because now you don't see a lot of new products being made for Babylon 5, mainly because the franchise hasn't been around for a while. But what few things that have been created in the last few years, if a lot of that stuff were to become a hot commodity, if fans were to really start investing money in buying the encyclopedias or other recent projects, I think that would go a long way. Because now we're just negotiating about how much this is going to cost. And no matter what, cost always plays a major role in presenting anything. You know, Discovery sucks, but you at least have to give it up to them as far as the amount of money that they spend, because you see all of it on that show.
Okay, well, here's the problem I have with it. And granted, it is kind of vague, and it does leave things open to interpretation and that kind of thing. But if it is, okay, let's say it is going to be, a ground up reboot of the same show. Okay. What's the point? Why do it? Mm-hmm. That's what confuses me. I'm like, you already have a great, amazing, solid, finished show. So why redo it if it's going to be basically the same thing, but like you said, with the possibility of a younger, hipper cast and all that? I don't know. And because CW has a horrible track record, that doesn't instill faith in me, even with JMS attached, because we don't know what his contract is going to be. But if it is going to be a reboot, why do it? What is that's confusing?
I think they're going to follow the original storyline with Shepard, with Sinclair instead of Sheridan, and then that alters a lot.
Yeah, because if this is J. Michael's baby, and he didn't get to tell the story he wanted to because of the limitations that the actors presented to him, plus he had half of the writers that were top notch were kept from his work, and they were working for Deep Space Nine. Okay. So it may have been in the back of his mind ever since then that he never got to tell the right story. Mm-hmm. Even though this is a great story, he never got to tell what he wanted to tell. And it could have been eating at him since then.
Yeah, I mean, I see the point.
Monkey, you keep breaking up. What was that?
Oh, I was excited about Crusade till I actually saw it.
Well, Crusade he had to compromise a lot to get that show on the air. I mean, that's what happens when you compromise a lot. TNT, while being a savior, pretty much just they boned him on that idea, because I think Crusade was going to be a really cool addition to the Babylon 5 story. And it technically is kind of it is a continuation of Babylon 5. I'm trying to say this without spoiling anything, but it is.
Don't worry, Keith. We won't let you spoil shit.
In all truth, too, Crusade can overlap with the Babylon 5 events. It didn't have to be
a few years later.
5 years removed from the original series. It could have overlapped at a point.
Yeah. And how the show ended, the final season of the show really was an outgrowth of original stuff, because it's true that J. Michael Straczynski had some problems while the show was in production, and that the show technically got canceled towards the end of the 4th season is what happened. So the decisions made in the 4th season, especially the final couple of episodes they rushed all of that. And in case nobody read ahead, the final episode of the series was actually done as the final episode they showed in season 4.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew they went ahead and pre-filmed it or pre-did it.
Well, that's because they were going to get they were going to get canceled, and so he wanted to get the final episode out.
Yeah.
But then TNT came along, and so that gave him the opportunity to at least bring in a 5th season. So what they did was they took that final episode and removed it from season 4 and put it at the very end of season 5. And so when you watch it, you'll notice there'll be certain people and things there that aren't really there in the 5th season who quote unquote come back, and you'll see them in the final episode. And again, beautifully written. I watched the last 10 minutes of the final episode again a couple days back, and it's still effective. I mean, for those of you that cry easy, it is. Look, it's going to be a multi-hanky episode for a lot of people because of the way that final episode is written. It's a lot of just wrapping up with a lot of characters. I mean, I have to at least congratulate JMS and the writing staff for what they were able to do with the final 3 episodes of that show and how many storylines they wrap up, unlike other TV shows that try to do the same thing. This show was really good at wrapping up their storylines for their characters.
Hello, Palpatine.
So that by the time you get to Crusade and telling a new story set after the events, although with the way JMS wrote this, oh my God. He not only concluded just the story that he was telling, he concluded his entire universe in a way. I mean, wow. But and that's as far as I'm gonna go. I can't. I want to say
Spoilers.
so much. I want to say
no spoilers.
Keith is gonna burst an aneurysm.
I had to mute you before you said so much. Are you done?
I'm sorry.
No, apologize. Hey, no, it's okay. You yelled at us for 2 seasons. It's all good.
I know. It's just spoilers.
We're all giving you jazz hands, Keith. We're all giving you jazz hands. Stop.
I'm giving him the jazz finger. Do you want to come back? No. Okay.
You know what, though? Let me just say this. I am excited. Anything that allows GMS to work and do what he does and hopefully influence a whole new generation of people within the business is a really, really good thing, because I really do think he is one of the most positive influences out there. You know, I love the way he writes. I love the way he thinks. I just wish this had gone a different way, but I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. I understand it. And if this is the way it has to go, I have time to really get my feelings in order and deal with it. But
you sound like you're going for your first proctologist exam, dude. At this point, that's what you're doing.
Stages of grief.
I don't have to accept it, but those 2 fingers are going in, whether I have a say or not. It has to be done. I've reached that age. So please don't make eye contact with me, doctor. It's going to be over real quick.
I'm happy. Yet I really, really wanted an opportunity to see a lot of these actors at least reprise their roles and if
cameos, the ones that are still alive.
True, but it's not the same. You know, and again, trust me. For those of you that have not reached the end of Babylon 5, you'll see what I mean when you get to the end. It's just the way they leave it. They could easily just pick this back up with the same characters and same actors and have a lot more to say and a lot more to do. But jeez.
The problem is you are never, ever, and I doubt in the next 50, 60 years, you're going to find a on-screen combo or duo like Londo and Jakar. I don't care who the actors are.
Yeah,
to have that type of writing and chemistry for something like that combined with whoever was directing them, good luck with that. It just
totally agree. Totally agree. Right. I can't see at this point. I honestly can't see anyone else in these roles.
Keenan Peele. You can just do Keenan Peele. Make them Londo and Jakar. Right there.
Happy it put his new spin on it.
Again, if this, thinking through my feelings on this, it's the whole CW aspect of the thing. I'm happy that they're bringing it back, but wow, that really does feel like, hey, we're back, but we're starting off on the wrong foot. I feel like we're being punished in a way
until we get a proper casting, or we get a hint of the cast that's being set up for this. Let's not put all of our hopes or our fears in one said basket, but going, hey, there's a show coming.
Yeah,
please don't fuck it up.
Yeah,
that's it.
But automatically, the books and all that goes out the window.
Yep.
This is clean slate time, and we're starting with a CW version of all of this, and it's just okay. So it's in my opinion, I have to get over the mental aspect of thinking of this is limited. Oh wow.
I mean, it might be really good, but there's been so many damn clean slates lately that have all bombed that it just that's what makes me apprehensive. And it might be amazing, and I want to give it a chance. I really do. But I've just seen so many big IPs just they're just nerfed because of this clean slate mentality.
I mean, this is like finding out that George Lucas is back, but they are redoing the entire Star Wars original trilogy all over again.
Yeah. It's like, well, why? What you had was good before. I don't know.
Hold on, clear cops. Chico Trunk, who do you get to play? Bruce Willis.
Yes.
You get Bruce Willis to play the light version of himself from the 90s. You get Bruce Willis to play Garibaldi. It'd be perfect.
I might be down for that.
I would be too. Yippee-ki-yay, mofos. Oh, I can't say that on CW.
I don't know. I don't know if it'd be easy to find any of these actors today that would be willing to read the books necessary to understand their characters and take, oh, geez. Oh, man.
Well, what would be the point? Okay, if they're rebooting it and they're trashing everything, what would be the point for them to even have to read the books?
Well, no, I mean, certain historical books and other things to understand where a lot of the thing about when J. Michael Straczynski first put this together is that there were a lot of influences that went into who these characters were meant to be. And you had to understand a lot of different things. And while I'm sure that there are actors out there who would be willing to go a little bit down that road, I would think that you would need to find actors that are so hungry to be in something big that they might be willing to allow themselves to follow JMS down that rabbit hole, to go full on in with whatever he comes up with, to make it, I think, really well.
I think Zach's nailed it there, Keith.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want Kevin Hart. They don't have a short enough camera.
Jeez. I just think that, again, I wish I were really excited about what I have seen on the CW for the last even 5 years, but I'm not. That's the part that really bugs me. I don't know if I would feel that bad about it if this were something that we were watching almost any other way. But CW just feels like, you've been sent to Siberia.
Right.
It's like welcome to Powerpuff Girl 5.
It's like the old joke, it's death by Ruru. It's just I can't. Again, I'm happy for JMS. He wants to do this. He really does, and I'm happy he's doing it. Okay. But oh my God.
I love your effort to be so just
Palpatine, yes, you should watch the show. Star Wars season 2. But the one thing that now I'm seeing this is if it does go to CW, and they try to push that more sexual content. What does Mollari porn music sound like? By the way, I'm gosh, is it like soothing mandolins and shit? I don't know.
It's definitely going to be a lot of. It's gonna be much more soap opera-y. That's the other thing I'm hating.
Like
it's just. I mean, come on. Anybody that's been watching any of the Berlanti shows, especially The Flash, it's gonna be a lot of soap opera.
Oh God, we're not Babylon 5. We're Team Babylon.
Oh no!
Oh my God, no!
I'm an upgrade. No, just a janitor. Not an upgrade.
No, anything but that. Well, almost anything. Almost anything but that.
Oh my God! No.
Remember that time when the TV series got you excited and not go, why is my anus so tight? What's going on?
Oh, geez.
Oh, gee.
Why are we all moaning?
This is the type of information that I would have expected for someone to announce, like, let's say, Space 1999.
Yeah,
I would have expected something. We're gonna do Meme Base Alpha on the CW. Okay, something about that goes. I'd sit there and go, you know what? It's been a long time. A lot of the creative people behind the scenes are no longer with us, and this is some other younger person's view. Okay, I can see that going to the CW. I can see that, but wow, Babylon 5. I mean, talk about a kick to the groin. I mean,
yeah.
Like sands through the hourglass. These are the babbles of our time.
Oh, it's like, hey,
it's painful.
As the station turns.
Forget about the salt in the wound. I'll take a little paprika, some cinnamon.
Is that mango powder? Just rub it all over. Just get in there real deep.
Oh man.
Well, it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time.
I know, but
Sheridan in the car as they make s'mores outside the fire.
Talk about kicking you when you're down. I mean,
yeah.
So Marcus will become Maria. Is that what we're saying?
Oh my God!
Oh, you just hurt Keith. I heard it. That blood vessel burst. Someone call an ambulance. Sphincter control is gone.
I need a new chair. Oh shit.
Oh wow! If this is the part where I'm meant to be in so much pain, where I'm willing to take back certain things that I've said, I'm willing to take back certain things that I've said. Whoa. But everything I've ever said about Discovery still stands.
Wait, I gotta clear this because this is brilliant. E. Clay Thomason says, sponsored by Babylon 5 Guys Burgers. I actually love it.
No.
On the Zocalo.
That is good.
On the Zocalo.
You can have N and M, Narn and Mbari. That could be like instead of H and M.
No, I don't want it. I admit I don't. I guess I'm more negative than y'all.
Over an hour late this time. Oh my.
Memes.
All right, everyone cover your ears because. Wait, should we let them on? Oh, hold on, I gotta do this right. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mum Berry, brought to you by Juicers and Timex, because he doesn't own either.
No. Oh, we're going a bit in and out. Oh my God, everything is breaking now. I apologize. I totally misplaced my keys this morning. Not my car keys, because that's actually a car fob. It was actually my actual door key and stuff like that. But I had a roommate. She has a key. She was able to lock things up, but then I needed to get back in. And so I needed to go to my mom's house to borrow a key from my brother.
My mom's house.
I know. It's almost like I actually had an excuse that was still totally my fault. I am sorry.
Well, Memes, you're just
phenomenal, though.
It's a good thing you're sitting down.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about a single episode yet.
Oh. Wait, what?
Yeah. You didn't see this yet?
Holy, we did it. We did it. We
do you
memed it into reality.
Do you check the Twitter group?
I literally just got back a short while ago, clicked the link, and trolled you in chat.
His play date's over.
Sid wants to know if thank you, remember if you'll ever get a watch.
I have a watch. It's not charged, but Keith, it's going to be sad to lose you, man. I mean, you're in the new show and everything, and all I know is I could put together a compilation, and especially if you got Patty, okay, maybe not Patty, but someone else to vouch for you, just put together, it's like all the antics we have, and here's Keith giving his just straight arrow.
Here's
so
what I'm
hot.
Saying. She's so hot.
I only had him say that when you were talking about going on a diet. It was specifically there. We wouldn't want to be sexist.
You know, Meme, I gotta say, you know, it's killing me. You know, this information's killing me. I mean, if I had to be honest, completely honest about how I feel about it, it's killing me because I'm just not. Look, for one thing, I know I am not the target audience for this show. That much is certain. I am way too past my expiration date for.
Are you saying there's going to be too much sex and you're afraid of blood flow loss?
Well, if there's blood flow loss during sex, you're doing something wrong.
Whoa. Oh, no, it's the CW. I don't.
Wait,
it's too fast and I passed out.
They could have shirtless men, though.
I just thought of something. This is CW. What it's going to be, instead of a space station in space, it's going to be a high school, and they're going to be prom episodes.
Oh, God. Dega.
Oh, God. Riverdale 5. All right. Can't wait.
Come on.
And you know what? You're probably right. You're probably right.
What's wrong with Betty and Veronica? They had very colorful comics.
No.
Oh, man.
I don't think it's going to be that way because I mean, like, I don't think JMS would involve himself with it if it was going to be a bastardization.
Senility.
What were we talking about again? Oh, yes, Star Wars. Let me tell you the story of Captain Cook and Vulcan Spock.
You know, there was a time when I did believe, and then Disney showed that you know, having faith in something is really meant for the stupid. With what they did to Star Wars. I mean,
yes. The stupid. Yes.
Oh my God.
I am. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but from what I hear and what I've seen, I'm like, there were so many missed opportunities, and it just seemed like a cluster F kind of happening.
Yeah.
Because so many people were going so many directions, so you managed to make everybody angry.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, that's what Discovery is. It's a reboot, technically, of Star Trek.
Tickle Trunk and Two Dog Days. Hold on. Babylon by the Bell. It's supposed to be Babylon by the Bell. But Mr. Tickle Trunk says muzzle a Dega. Oh, no. He's making me throw up. I'm like, I don't have that control here. But thank you, and you get
No.
You're ruining Mr. Tickle Trunk's hopes and dreams. Wasn't this the whole point of doing this show? Hey, let's cover a great series. J. Michael Straczynski is still around. Some of the original cast happens to still be around. This happened to be a cult classic that just competing at the time, and its constant changing of times and channels and stuff. Basically, it didn't have the full advertising nor the budget at all of a lot of these other big franchises. Whereas if you could try to rekindle it and make maximum use of your money and make sure that the actual original creators have full control of it, could be cool.
Why don't they just pull it off the shelf then and remaster it? If that's the case, I mean, what the hell? Why go to all this? Just clean up some of the early CGI and throw some prettier colers on it, make it shiny, and then market the hell out of it.
It's not like you're what is that? You're not bedazzling it. I don't think
I'm just saying, if that's what they want to do, then do that. And I don't know. I'm not. What the hell?
No, you're right. Because here's the thing: the sheer fact that they're doing this now, we're talking about it. A lot of other people are going to talk about it, and now they can sell all those shiny new cases and stuff like that, because that's totally what I would do. And I'm not gonna lie, I might actually buy some.
I'm all for giving love to the original. Yeah, let's do it.
You know,
in the year 2959, the crew of Babylon 5 is stationed at an intergalactic McDonald's. Day in and day out, they listen to their people's problems from alien races while the theme of Cheers plays in the background.
It's an Earth Domos.
No,
all of Babylon 5 was shot on film, so they could remaster it and
Colin wins. It should be 5021 though, but you win. Yeah, there it is. Babylon.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Snorty's Buffy the Shadow Slayer.
Oh,
you know, I keep hearing Ivanova in my head saying, and I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Don't bastardize the shows I work with.
I don't know if Cleveland Brown 5 is anything people want to watch up close.
No. Have we just identified the problem with like a lot of modern fandom? The sheer fact that we're just turning into a joke right now, and if we start turning into a joke, other people will turn it into a joke, and people will just keep on escalating the jokes. What if we did the opposite of what people often do, and we actually discuss how awesome it could be, what they might actually run into, and let's just say if we had somebody on the show that was going to be one of their showrunners, Keith, how would we go about making this the best damn B5? And again, they say reboot. What does that mean?
Well, it means you were late, so you missed all that.
Here it is. You see this Variety article here?
Yeah.
If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see what the description is for the show and what they're going to do with it.
Here we go. I got it for you. Here we go. This new iteration of the sci-fi series is described as a from the ground up reboot. In this series, John Sheridan, an Earth Force officer with a mysterious background, is assigned to Babylon 5, a 5-mile-long space station in neutral space, a port of call for travelers, smugglers, corporate explorers, and alien diplomats, at a time of uneasy peace and the constant threat of war. His arrival triggers a destiny beyond anything he could have imagined. Yes, a bigger paycheck. As an exploratory Earth company accidentally triggers a conflict with a civilization a million years ahead of us, putting Sheridan and the rest of the B5 crew in the line of fire as the last best hope for the survival of the human race. What the fuck?
Wow, this is a lot of spoilers.
Hey, Keith, I got some good news for you, though.
Yeah.
All of our books and collectibles have just gone up in value.
Oh, you mean the books I'm getting finally? All right, I can fucking put them on eBay.
Yeah, don't ever ask why I'm not a member because I just gave you a ton.
Hey, I've never asked you to buy my merch.
I need a free grifter's card.
Oh, you need a grifter's card? Well, okay, it's in the mail. You get it next year.
He needs a pre-gifted card.
You know what?
With a $5 super chat. Sorry, Keith. I didn't mean to overspeak you. Look, we all want this to be good. JMS is amazing, and if he has control, he has control. I think he can keep the modern day out of it. Whose phone is going off? Did I say something wrong about Babylon 5? Thank you. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
You've already caused so much drama.
I've caused so much trouble.
You couldn't lead a monkey to a banana raffle. A leader needs funny catchphrases like, take it.
I don't like bananas.
Holy shit. We're not done yet. Anthony MR, I thank you for being here. $10 super chat says WB never respected BB5. I think it was B5. If they did, they would have put real money into a true HD remaster with updated effects and widescreen. Also, JMS is going to do what he couldn't get away with in the 90s. That actually sounds.
Hope so.
That's a hope so. And then we have Mr. Chickle with another $5. There's a lot of hope here. Again, Superman and Lois is decent. It's their most recent show, and they sure didn't have their own JMS working on it. Thank you both. Thank you both. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And for that, I'm going to give you.
All I want is some sweet new balls.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, clean your ears out, woman. I want some balls.
You know, here's the thing. Here's the thing with me. I think for those of us that are fans of OG Babylon 5, I think what we need to see is really better merchandising. Ultimately,
I want this Terry hair Swiffer. I really want that.
And when you have quantum mechanics or the Exo 6 people, the ones doing the really incredible looking figures for Star Trek, when you have stuff like that, that'll go a little ways to soothing some of the hurt feelings. Now, will it take away, in my opinion, any kind of fear that I have about all of this? Heck no. Because I have no faith in the CW. I have all kinds of faith in JMS. I have no faith in the CW. Because
that's what the problem is.
Everything's changing for them. And while JMS is someone of note and of great talent, until Warner Brothers has fully settled what is about to happen and we find out most definitely who's going to stay and who's going to actually leave, a lot of this is just what it is. I would really be interested to see if a lot of this will change once Zaslav takes over at Warner Brothers, because this is the guy who's going to do a top-down review. He's already got his list of people that definitely are not going to stay there. There's the people that will immediately lose their jobs, like Ann and Toby and Wally. But he's going to go.
That's only one obstacle, though.
True, that's what I mean. He's checking. Anything that is not going to make him money is something that he's not going to want to deal with.
Wait. Is this the same WB or Warner Brothers that released the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, but that's because
they make money off of it.
That's because, they eventually saw the writing on the wall. There are people that care enough that they, there are people that didn't like Zack Snyder, who interfered with Zack Snyder, who were definitely, quote unquote, all about releasing the Snyder Cut, mainly because they saw it as their way of, hey, look, we're going to give you this. Now you guys can shut the F up.
We did.
Yeah, because people, the Snyderverse fan, they bothered WB so much that they actually had they parodied them in the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah. Hold on. I got some good ones here. Hold on. Okay, first of all, we have Zach's asked the CW hit puberty. I'm not checking ever. I'm sorry. And then I'm going to quote Gesture here because he goes way back with Spaceballs, and we all love Mel Brooks at this point. Babylon 4, the lunchbox. Babylon 5, the pencil box. Babylon 5, the flamethrower. Babylon 5, the telemundo.
Oh my god, that's where Elon ripped it off from.
Oh no, Socks. No, come on, man. That was good. I wanted to think of that one. Babylon 5, the non-binary space station. So there's no stars anywhere.
Okay, well, first things off the bat, number one, at least based upon what you read right there, they're getting off that horse right off the bat. They're like, this is not the same universe. All right, we've crossed over somewhere in the multiverse, so you don't need to worry. We're not harming anything that's old. Here's a reimagination of it. We're going to have some fun. You're probably going to get some nostalgia. And I do think I'm not going to lie. Would I love to have seen like full-on Shadow Wars and stuff like that? Absolutely. But all I know is I think J. Michael Straczynski is a very smart man. And all I know is if he can do something like this and have a new imagining on it, that's still a high-level quality production. I'm pretty sure folks might give him a little extra because that's the big thing. If this, doesn't Warner Brothers, don't they also own HBO?
Safe.
That runs HBO Max.
Safe Space Station Babylon 5.
Oh my god. Quick, everyone jump in your snowflakes. We must protect safe space.
Memes at the very beginning, what you're saying is how I started off the show as time went on. I found myself just really thinking, in the end, I really trust JMS, but it's not so much about trusting him because he's been trying to get this done for years. It's the people over him. It's the young kids that are running things now. And when you see what has happened to Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, You know,
I'm really crying.
Here's the thing. No matter
Shit.
No matter what happens, don't those old B5 forms still exist?
You know what? You're right, memes. It's not like anybody's gonna walk into your home and take all that stuff. It's just
I will.
I'm just like, you know, guys, you could just go to the what the hell?
It's like we finally have what we really want. What if it doesn't meet expectations?
Then don't go in with expectations.
That's what I've been doing for the past decade.
I think a lot of what my problem is it's you finally get Warner Brothers to notice and to respond, and for all of the hard work, we sentence you to the CW. You know,
yeah.
Every jump gate will need affirmative consent. Oh yes,
right.
At least for the form A and B before jumping into hyperspace.
Well, I hear
you're gonna get the most exposure as opposed to an HBO Max streaming series because it's free.
Yeah.
Well, and there's still the original concern that this is the real B5, that the old B5, that's not the real one. I don't know. I could see them marketing it that way, and JMS may have no control over the way it's marketed.
See, now you finally hurt me. I was tolerant. That hurt.
I mean, that's been my concern from the very beginning. Not that it may not be a good show, but that
we don't actually know until it's out there. And
that's true.
Control. He has more technology at his disposal where effects are cheaper.
Yeah, but again, it ultimately there's no guarantee that his production cost is going to make it any easier to finance all of this.
It's not really going to hurt us, whatever it is. We just don't have to watch it if it sucks.
Oh, ow.
But if it sucks, it's gonna hurt.
Don't go with expectations. It might suck.
You can't get past that. If it sucks,
all right. Let's
I really doubt that it's gonna suck.
All right, let's take it from your perspective, Monkey. Let's take it from your perspective. This is everyone here. Let's say we got this announcement, but it wasn't CW and it was a different, let's say like Showcase or A&E or some of that, or Netflix, for fuck's sakes. Would it change our outlook in general, depending on what we know from all these companies in general who have done reboots, remakes, and reimaginings, and either failed us, failed the show itself, or failed the lore that made these shows so prominent within the generations of fandom?
Well, let me at least put it this way. I think a simpler way is there any particular company or app or streaming service or network that you trust to do this the right way? That's the question.
I do. The shopping network.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Now, for me, after the whole He-Man thing, no, I don't trust Netflix.
No.
Maybe Amazon, and I put that at a maybe.
Well, if it did animated like Invincible, then maybe.
And this isn't a show, though. He doesn't.
Yeah, well, they hired an intimacy coach for Lord of the Rings, so I don't put much faith in them.
About that.
Yeah.
Death Wolfen says yes. Some things need to be left alone, and not put the F in reboots. I agree with that. That should be a T-shirt. No more F in reboots.
They probably had to hire NBC coaches on Lord of the Rings because the way millennials are nowadays, they don't want to touch nobody about getting like.
So what you're saying is we got to cover each episode in a mask.
It covers your butt at times where your butt may not be covered. So,
are you going to cover my butt, memes? Was that what you're saying?
I mean, do you have extra like Crisco or?
I've never had an acibi before. All right.
Oh,
as long as
Stephen Walton
from Mordrin.
Oh.
Well, actually, he'd be perfect because you want to punch him in the face too.
So in the back of my mind, I have no idea, but all I know is I think what might be going on here, and again, I do not know Mr. Straczynski, but in my mind, I'm like, all right, here's a popular thing. You basically have an entire universe and everything. These folks did so well on a shoestring budget, and the one time that somebody came in and kind of started to try to squeeze them, the product seemed kind of subpar. It's like, and if the goal of somebody like, I don't know, Warner Brothers is to make money maybe hold on to some IPs that they can actually see a nice return on their investment. Oh, guess what? Maybe let's do a new stylish kind of new reboot. We're going to be straight up. Listen, this is not part of this universe. We're not touching that stuff. We're going to make it all nice and shiny and bedazzled up, and you can purchase the box set. Okay. And now we have this new thing. We see how it goes. If it happens to go well, I don't know. Maybe some folks might be willing to give Mr. Straczynski couple $100 million to do whatever he wants.
You know, memes, here's one more thing that I need to put out there, okay, about all of this. This is a deal that is in development, meaning that it's not something that is immediately going to be on television, okay? So you have people that have greenlit this who, as of right now, currently have their jobs with Warner Brothers. There's no guarantee that the people that even told JMS he could do this are going to have jobs after the merger, okay? So really, the quality of what you produce with this will be the deciding factor once the new people who are coming in to take over all of Warner Brothers comes in. You're really having to do something to really get them to sign off on it. People in the future that are not yet there. Not the audience. Okay? Because if it gets to us, then that means it passed muster in a way with the new people coming in to take over Warner Brothers. None of those people are in charge yet because the government has yet to okay the merger. As soon as the government gives their okay, things are going to happen quick at Warner Brothers. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people heading right out that door, some feet first, some head first, some in pieces.
They're looking for jobs already. They might not even be. They might find jobs before then and get the hell out of there. So
well, I think. Sorry.
It's just, you know, this is one of those situations where, hey, you know, we've decided to develop this and hope that it can become a part of what we're going to show. So basically, it's testing all of this and hoping that it becomes a part of the CW. That's really what this is.
Sox brings up a good point. I just hope that David Zaslav is a huge. I just hope that David Zaslav is a huge fan of JMS and will help him out with the new Babylon 5 reboot, and won't allow CW to screw this up. Me too, but I think the best bet is until we get more information, especially when it comes to the cast. When we see the cast, that's where we can make probably a little bit more of a prominent decision. See how they get along, but we also have to take consideration that. For us that are watching B5 again or watching for the first time and seeing how all that cast interacted with each other on set, off the set, no actor can do it exactly the same as the first cast.
But also the people that you're having to impress, to hire the cast through, are the people that aren't going to have any jobs probably once all this is over.
They'll have jobs. They have to know how to write your name on a cup and ask how what size
within the corporate realm, it tends to go the insert name here is chosen to pursue alternative interests.
They'll all end up being space standards.
That's what usually happens on Mondays.
They're nobodies.
Again, that's the reason why I said earlier, I would feel much better about this if this were something that we were looking at doing or looking at have happen around 2023, after the merger has already happened, once everybody's in place,
and then we
could actually say what?
How long the strike goes on? That's going to be
that's true, and the strike. That's also another.
That's the biggest thing I can think of right now. That scares me.
Well.
Who knows? Maybe they'll hire me during the strike. I can write for
we
them.
will. That means we can get.
You're
right.
You're gonna put on your rat costume and cross the lines.
No, his whole job would be like working in the mailroom, delivering books. He'd be like, I'll get them next year. Give him my paycheck. I'm gonna.
I showed up. I never said I was going to do a good job.
We already know that memes. We already know.
But since it's a CW, I'm thinking they're going to be shooting Babylon 5 in Canada.
If they hire a script doctor, then we have a show. But I'm not going to hate on this Twitch. I love joking around with you guys. I love joking around with the chat. And like Babylon 90210 does sound fantastic. if you could, I actually want to do that. I want to take the 90210 music and overlay it with the Babylon 5 intro. See how it goes.
I'm just in every show I worked on.
Are you going to pay for Keith's therapy after you do that?
Keith is still sitting in a shower. I don't have to pay for shit.
It's supposed to go towards group therapy.
Hey, Keith has been here. A lot of you guys have been here for a lot of months.
I'm not combining to fight Joe Young. Babylon 5, Joe Young.
All I can say is you guys have been here a long time, a few months. Whether you're a random guest or a permanent part of the panel, we come back every week. We talk about it, and not one of y'all has ever complained or requested money for therapy. And guess what? I'm still not going to pay it. I'm not going to give a fuck. What do you think this is? Democracy?
That's what you lied to Miss Tallman then.
No, that's not true. I didn't know. I said I'd pay her. I'd give her half the super chat. I didn't say I'm paying for the therapy here.
You know, one of my favorite quotes from John Sheridan and B5 is, "You spin the wheel, you take your chances." And I realize that I do, but oh my God, does it have to hurt so much?
Chickle Trunk gets it. Look, he's spamming the "Give me $500" emoji right now. He gets it.
I'm just saying, and again, I can neither confirm nor deny that we literally meme this into reality. But all I know is, if we at least saturate the internet with some of the best memes there are, because to be fair, if done well, this could actually be an incredibly important series. Because one of the great things about like a Babylon 5 from like the 90s, the OG stuff, is at the end of every episode, it's like there was like a lesson. It was kind of like an Aesop's Fables or something like that. It's like, here's a meaning. You might not always like the answers you're getting, but it's a form of enlightenment. It's teaching you during those last couple of minutes. And I feel like we need more of that.
Well, but that's the thing. CW is not known for that. Now, there is an actual upside. I at least have a little bit of hope, in so much as that David Zasloff wants the CW to be much bigger than what it already is. He wants that to be a real network. He wants it to be something that is worthy of being seen and not seen as a place for a lot of people's cast-offs or whatever. That is a cool thing. But again, my only thing is he's not actually negotiating with any of this stuff. He has nothing to do with anything going on right now. He's waiting for the government to give him the go-ahead so he can take his machete and start rooting out a lot of the people that aren't supposed to be there. But this project is being developed with a lot of the people who might not be there once the big change happens. So
if they do the job, he might like them and keep them. So all
true, there is that. But again, I would feel better.
Not everybody at WB is garbage, because like they still do produce like good shows like Doom Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, with some of these shows, you have the crew that does sound, lighting, a lot of the special effects. Those people, some of them are top notch, and I can't say the same for some shows. You know, like Batwoman, where some of that's really, really bad. The CGI is horrible, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes that still deserve the job. Writer crews, maybe not so much, but hopefully they don't take an axe to everybody.
There are a lot of people that are also about to become free to do other things. With The Expanse winding down, you have a lot of talent from that show that are about to be unleashed. And if you could get a lot of those people, if JMS can get a lot of those people, you might see something. But again, my only thing is you're going to have to really bring it with this. Okay?
Could you imagine a Star Fury rendered like they did for The Expanse? Oh my word.
God,
dude, what
I need to smoke.
No, dude, I'm right on you, man. I'm right on you. Dude, all I know is I was literally just finishing watching The Expanse when you started getting me all into this. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, wait a second. As I'm watching Babylon 5, I'm like, all right, The Expanse totally ninja'd this. They stole this. This was exactly this episode right here. If you were to actually get the crew to actually go back and basically do the series that more or less The Expanse was essentially mostly based off of, or helped inspire it to, with modern technology and a Warner Brothers budget.
Right.
Oh,
Could be
geez.
sexy.
Oh my gosh.
That's hot.
I can't allow myself to hope. Look, I just
be seduced by the pretties.
We don't want to hope anymore.
I want to see top-notch stuff all the way around. I want the makeup for this to be top cinematic, just top shelf stuff. If we're gonna do this, let's do it. And let's do it the best way we know how. I'm just, again, of the opinion that I would feel much better about this if the person who will ultimately be in charge were around, rather than doing it with a bunch of people who may not be around. Because, again, some of those people probably know deep down that they're not going to be around. So how do you know you're going to get the best out of them? You know, for those that are in limbo, you have no idea. Your best bet is to just do is the best you can and hope that, you know, when the sun rises, you're going to be there. But everything's growing dark over there right now. And so until David Zaslav comes along to anoint who stays and how many of y'all going to go, then all of this is just a lot of speculation. And you're spending money on something that might actually even be retooled. You know, this might just be, hey, well, this is version 1. Now we're going to retool it, probably recast a few people or undo this and redo. I mean, this is a work, and it may take a while. I would feel better about this if this were something that they were aiming for in 2023. And considering how long they've taken to give us Foundation and the Lord of the Rings series and a whole bunch of other things, especially this next upcoming season of the Orville, I think waiting until 2023 to have this come out, that's not asking a lot. I really don't think it is asking a lot, but it gives JMS more time to find the right kind of writers, because he's creating something new now. A majority of the writers he's going to have access to will probably be younger writers. Chances are some of them may not have been people that ever either watched this show, probably weren't even born when the show was originally aired. But he's going to need time to work on a lot of things. And I think we need to give him that time. I would just feel better if it seemed like they were giving him that time. And considering how many times,
be more realistic too. I'm sorry to cut you off,
True.
but I mean, like,
True.
all right, we're getting towards the end of 2021. It's like, you want him to just crank through, just do an entire season or something? Do you think he's going to wait this long and all of a sudden come back and basically take his baby? And even if it's going to be a new child of his, it's like, do you just want to rush through it? Or it's like, all right, we're going to get the right people. We're going to get the right scripts and everything. We're going to get the right crew going. We're going to have all the lighting, the makeup, just everything, audio and everything connected the maximum we can. Film a whole bunch of stuff. And like I said, in 2023, then we can come out with a masterpiece. And you know what? Even if it's not quite a masterpiece, we can have fun and sell a lot of box sets of the original B5.
Again, you're slowly turning me on some of this, but not enough to really make me.
Nope.
Nope.
You see memes.
Way to lose money.
Means you got to go in there and make sure you're cupping both the Babylon and the 5 before you try to promote this stuff to him. You gotta apply that nice vanilla scented lotion and sandalwood.
All I know
hand,
is keep ancient user ID on there. My apologies for my ageism, but if you have an old school user ID on the B5 forums, dude, you got clout.
Once you see the prom episode, you're all going to be sold.
Oh my God, Sheridan asked Dr. Lennier, they made up behind the bleachers about Jakar and Londo made
Oh my God, you get Jakar and Londo doing a duet of Let It Go. No. Let it go.
It'd be better if it was Meatloaf. It'd be like, I would do anything for Jakar, but I won't.
And Londo has to be in purple. Because in purple, he's stunning.
Oh, no.
Stunning in purple.
They can have a duel during the song.
If you would like a Dagged Outlaw to stop, no.
I'd just like to say, if Claudia Christensen is still here,
we're not drunk.
We're not drunk. We really do love the show.
A lot.
Hell yes.
We love the point of one article that read story that we've read twice. We did the full show, almost the full show time, but didn't even talk about 5 and 6. We'll do that next week. It looks like we're not leaving, but I'm like shit.
We're that's how much we love what we've seen. I mean, and again, for those of you out there that have only made it this far and have not seen the rest of the show, on behalf of the original Babylon 5, trust me, you are in for some serious coolness.
Hello, Chris.
Okay?
It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better.
Remember, we got people in this chat who literally thought Mum Barry, because he was an actual juicer.
Oh my goodness!
We need more merch.
I don't know who thought Mum Barry was a juicer. Baby will never know. I'm still trying to figure it. I'm trying to figure it out. I have no idea who thought it was Mum Barry. I don't know. Probably was Jim Carrey. I began to think it was more like Mum Barry. I'm sorry.
Magically delicious.
And you can pick up that image right there. There you go. Crisco. It keeps the Star Furies warm.
We're just not some deep space franchise. Okay.
Did you say deep? Can you say it again? Can you go to the mic and be like, we're not some just deep space franchise?
Well, it's a deep frying franchise.
Oh, come on.
That's what I was just thinking about your legs, dude. You don't want to get hot oil on it. It burns. I know from experience.
Oh, no. It's going to be FAT-STEVENSEAGAL Seagal versus Nair.
Oh, gosh.
What? I thought we were breaking the multiverse.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Not Nair?
If I remember correctly, John Sheridan did have a sister initially that they gave him. So what if they just went with the adventures of John Sheridan and a stunning and brave sister?
Why am I having flashbacks to the Doctor Who? What was that Doctor Who spin-off?
I'm actually totally all right with that because one of my friends, she happens to be a sister, and she is a very jacked woman. She's a very strong little lady there. It's like some of the pictures that just came up. I'm like, oh my god, it's literally like She-Hulk, except she's like 5 foot nothing.
I think they can pull it off. I think they can pull it off if they go Romeo and Juliet, but do it the Vorlons in the shadows.
Oh man. Okay. Whatever I thought positive, I'm now sliding back on that one.
No.
Pull out my survival suits. Call me
No. After that point, you just zoom in on the Vorlon survival encounter suit, and then you just see 2 little sparks, and it's like Higgs bosons colliding, temporal destruction, and you go back to whatever you want.
And the eye hole opening just a little bit, I'm sorry.
Oh gosh, you know what? It's. Oh jeez, I just can't think of anybody.
No. The good part about this, Keith, is with a lot of the new breakthroughs coming out within the next year or so within the greater physics communities, they could do a lot of stuff and incorporate some of these kind of newer models and just even put that onto pop culture, because these are the things that get folks into the sciences and stuff. I actually think this series could be good for humanity. Fingers crossed.
Hughes. Oh, hello from Japan. Well, hello.
You know what? I just think that. Oh my God, this is nightmare.
His brain is broken.
Not knowing is the hardest part. This is the thing, because if it was going to come out and we knew it was going to be spectacular, it'd be like, yes, of course, we knew it was going to be spectacular. If we knew it was going to be terrible, like, well, of course, it's going to be horrible, though. There's no budget or anything like this. But the fact is, we don't know how it could go. Could be really good.
Too nebulous.
And there's so much up in the air right now.
Yes, exactly.
But here's the thing. A lot of the people who are currently in charge, meaning people 30 years old and younger, right now, when it comes to science fiction, they're either talking The Expanse, or if it's something big, a storyline that goes several years, they're talking, could it be the next Game of Thrones? And that's what I'm afraid of. It is like, how can we make this the space going Game of Thrones and keep all the sex and all of that? I mean, to me, that's where they're at.
But it could work, Keith. Can you imagine the opening scene to the first episode, and it's John Sinclair buck naked from behind. You see him walking towards a pool of water. He's like, "Hey!"
Zooming in and out through space.
I need more fiber.
He's running down the aisle, Rick Roll dancing.
Well, to be fair, isn't that what Babylon 5 was? It literally was Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones was an actual syndicated series.
No, it has never been Game of Thrones.
Okay, not Game of Thrones.
And I like Game of Thrones.
Okay, they've been playing. Some folks have been engaging in Game of Thrones style behavior. I need to be more specific with my words.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
It's basically it's a space opera using, a space opera by people that actually grew up loving Star Trek, plus a lot of other things.
Yeah.
You don't have that going on in Hollywood right now, because I really can't think of anybody that truly loves Star Trek in charge of anything.
To answer Das Wolfen's question, yes, it's in the memberships.
Hey, Wolfen, how's it going, buddy?
And that's how we won memes over right there.
Because it's really not driven by the music.
The FAT-STEVENSEAGAL channel does not promote the ingestion of bleach or any other unauthorized chemical substances.
No, we don't promote it, but we're also telling you what to do. So don't do it, but we can't control you.
I look at it this way. Anybody that's... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I don't know. I was trying to understand what Jeebus was saying.
Yeah, Jeebus.
I don't know. Bleach, like they took it out of hand. I don't know. Just talking at the top of my head.
I think ultimately you have to at least understand that Babylon 5 is something that helped to inspire a lot of the entertainment that we've had since the show went off the air. And the unfortunate thing is it was very inspirational without not a lot of people knowing, first of all, that it existed, unfortunately. It was able to inspire and do everything it had done without a lot of people really truly being aware of it. And I think I would truly love to think that what we are going to get with this is something that first and foremost is not just good storytelling, good character development, but also something that can be as inspirational without it being inspirational in the wrong way. We don't need stunning and brave. We need well told and balanced and good storytelling. That's what we need.
Yes, I agree.
And a safe space station to do it in.
Oh my God!
Can we get the stunning and brave? What were the sectors in Babylon 5? You had the can we get the stunning and brave cast in there, please? And instead of the gray council, you got the woke council. You're good.
Well, you can be
I'm
stunning
sorry,
and
Keith.
brave. Just have a good story about it. That's all. Whatever you do it awesomely.
Hey Keith, if we kill you on set, does that mean I get all your comics?
You're gonna have to find
I'm sorry, Keith.
This is not Fortnite.
That took a brain cell.
I am as big a fan as you. It's the jokes that's the only thing that's helping me through this.
Another $2 super chat from Mr. Tickle Trunk, who has gone from love poetry to Keith to full hate to a Dega. We have a Dega. I'm gonna hurt you, sir. We here at Crisco Core Gaming don't promote
no violence.
You do not promote or endorse violence.
No.
You see, hate is profitable.
Unfortunately,
What are you? I'm Batman.
I think I could literally see some executive thinking, "Hey, Mr. Straczynski, shouldn't somebody be like dressed in black and fighting crime on Babylon 5 also? I mean, they're aliens, right?"
That's the Rangers.
Yep.
The Cape Crusaders are the Rangers.
Oh, we can actually get a kid go.
You've got all those boxes checked. It's just all part of the story. It just happens to make sense.
We can have an actual story featuring a train and 5 teenagers all trained by Rangers. You call it Mighty Morphin Babylon Rangers.
God. And don't forget that we got to mix in the whole Harry Potter aspect.
Harry Powder? What the fuck is Harry Powder?
Because he's on drugs.
Oh, okay. Mr. Megatron.
Significantly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Hey, Daga, this one's for you.
The doctor?
I see it.
Go ahead, read it, sir. That's for you.
Did someone pay me to do this to you?
Not yet.
No comment.
And he had us. Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Got really awkward.
Wind everyone down.
Quiet all of a sudden.
You just said you weren't promoting violence, and you went to something very violent.
It's Michael Keaton in that really cool suit, and wow. You know what? I know we're all having fun, but this does kind of hurt just a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
It does. It does.
I've been hurt enough.
I mean, does it hurt in like a good way?
No.
No.
Not for me. No.
This is really like this really is like being pushed down a long flight of stairs.
Well, this is one of the things. It's like, no, you're not even being pushed down the stairs. You see a big flight of stairs. You see something outside in the distance. It's kind of foggy. It's like, is that like the promised tent of like all the fun and Babylon 5 merch and stuff like that? Maybe it is, but these stairs look kind of slippery, and there's somebody that seems like they're really close to me. So you haven't gone down the stairs yet.
I know, but
there's a lot of stuff going on. I understand. No, of course,
hanging on to the rails.
We've had so many franchises and things that have been messed with, and most of it, almost all of it, except the exception I think of maybe Battlestar, has been screwed up and made worse. And we've held on to things that were treasured to us. This was one of the untouched treasures, and now it's going to be touched. The track record of everything that's happened.
They've separated different universe. That Babylon 5 is still clean.
Doesn't matter.
We're just making something that could be a complete mess.
Doesn't matter. They're bringing out the doll and they're saying, you know what? Where did the evil people touch you? And they're going to start touching Babylon 5.
No, that's a no.
And I hope is all I have left is hope that it will come out well.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's try to do our best to ensure it. I'm telling you, like,
who's paying you, memes?
To do this, I get asked this a lot. Even when I was, a lot of times, I just like going against the grain.
He just wants a box set. He's sitting there going,
in one direction. I'm like, all right, let me go in the other. Let me be extremely positive, because all I know is I may or may not have had acknowledgement from some of the people that may or may not have been making these decisions, and or some of their agents here, and it may have gone positive. And all I know is I just wanted the movies on the network. I didn't expect them to reboot it.
Fair enough.
Huber says, please stop touching my treasures.
Exactly.
I feel like that guy that's finally come to terms with that
erection
girl that you knew in high school that you desperately thought it would work out with, and you come to terms with the fact that she not only dumped you, she dumped you for tentacles. I mean, you know.
Tickle Trunk with a $2 super chat goes, memes too? It's a goddamn, I can't say that word, spirit.
FAT-STEVENSEAGAL does rule.
That was loud.
I really memes. I wish I could be more like you in that respect and just be all positive about it, but it's just killing me, man. It's just,
I don't have years. I'm enjoying it right now. That's why I'm like, new stuff. I'm like, well, if it's done by the time I finish this other stuff, cool. I'm willing to wait a little while though, especially if it's going to be better.
Well, they'll make it look good. depending on how
Yeah,
much money.
no. But you know what I mean. Like I want them to do a good show. That's the thing. So much stuff comes on, and it just seems like it's either recycled or it's like they kind of started to go in one direction, and then they kind of cut off, and it feels like they're just trying to fill in some stuff here and there. It's like, no. This was the thing with Babylon 5. Even just those individual episodes, the way they flow together, everything has a reason. You might be like, that was a little odd, but it'll still be more or less explained within the episode. And then if you have all the additional material, then everything around it makes sense. And I also just think, just strictly from a profitability standpoint, as far as Warner Brothers go, it's like, do you really just want to put something out there, especially after it being off the air for, I don't know, like over 20-something years? You got almost like, I don't know, was it the quarter centennial coming up and stuff like that? So it's like, oh, it's almost like you could start doing marketing and stuff for this. You could actually, I don't know, maybe come out with some more comics. And if you did it well, guess what? There's plenty of folks out there.
You know, memes, I think I just figured it out. Getting to thinking about this, you know what would really completely change me on all of this is if Harlan Ellison were still alive to be able to work on this show and do what he did for the original Babylon 5 writers room. It would depend. I love JMS, but even JMS said that having Harlan Ellison there, you know, made a difference. I think it would depend on who you would have playing Harlan Ellison's role in this new B5 series, because you do need someone like that. You
get
need
Script Doctor, and I will do it.
Okay, well then I'm sold. If they get you guys, I'm on it. I'm ready to go.
They don't get you, Keith, unless they get those two.
There you go. See, that's it. You know, they got to get those two before they can get me. Unless, you know, the pay is really good. And then on behalf of my wife, I'd like to say, yes, of course, I'll take the job. And I'll do it happily, calmly, sanely.
If I had an extra one of my books, Keith, I'd send it to you because you would understand.
I'm just going to reskin every Babylon 5 comic and with a cover that says Babylon 90210 and just send it. It'd be like one of those Christmas cards that plays music every time it happens.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, geez, that's killing me. I mean, it's funny, but it's killing me, man.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
It's just, oh, geez, you know what? I'm going to be thinking about that now.
You make me want to make a
no,
mashup of
Dylan,
that.
no, not the Mollari. I already had one last night.
Tori Spelling's ugly mug.
I don't want Tori Spelling in that. Fuck that. That's not happening.
No, you fill it with mulberry juice.
Oh.
Oh, she's going to weasel her way into that.
No, she won't.
I'm thinking about even all of the tweaks they made to even something like Enterprise when it hit. The whole every time you beam down, when you beam back up to the ship, you got to put gel on yourself, so you got to strip down to your underwear, and you know all the little things that they could do to Babylon 5 to just sex it up a bit. And it's just
I mean Keith, I mean all due respect again.
I mean, they didn't really
be a bad thing.
Babylon 5. It was like I mean, there's teleportation, but that was done by like higher beams.
Are you saying I'd have to butter myself up just to go to the mess hall?
Call Crisco, Steven. No butter.
I thought you were always buttered up.
Only when you start speaking.
That's against your contract, huh?
I don't have a contract. What are you people talking about contracts? A contract to me is a napkin, hoping it gets all the sauce off.
God, it must come out of his belly button. That's the only place.
Comes out of your ears.
Oh no, I clean them.
Still comes out of your ears.
Here's my question. Taking, say, just the main crew, who could you guys see of the younger actors out there that you would cast in the new Babylon 5?
Oh, I found the best article. I found the best title ever.
They gotta get Bruce Willis
CW is rebooting.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh jeez!
This wins. This fucking wins. Oh my god! I like it. This is the episode we just. Look at the irony. This is the episode we just watched today. Look at the fucking. Look at this.
That could be taken so out of context.
Yes, I want both of it.
Wait a second. Perhaps their writers view this periodical, and that's the last episode that they watched. They just got in on it. They're like, "Oh dear."
Give it to me, Londo. Give it to me.
No, because that's what the drug does. It literally makes you.
He's about the shadow. Oh.
It's like we are the one that actually talked about Babylon 5 content.
What?
You never know who's watching on the internet.
And Claudia, we're doing satire just because of the hell of satire. We do love the show.
That talk about Babylon 5 like this.
But when we get an article with this type of title saying "horny space opera,"
I
come on,
never make clickbait on the internet.
No, never.
And that picture. Oh.
You know, I mean, if you're gonna do an X-rated Babylon 5, I mean,
it's like a domestic abuse poster.
But I'm just saying, people.
Babylon 69.
Oh God, no!
Somehow, I think Keith, in the dark recesses of his mind, has this all written already.
Show me all of your secrets, Mollari. All of it now. Oh shit!
Tickle Trunks broke down. He's part of it now.
Y'all, there's something wrong with y'all.
Hashtag all of it.
No, you hear Mollari and be like, "What the hell's that? Wait, what did you just throw in there?" Oh,
no.
Babylon 4 just appeared.
It's like we're females' orgasms last chance. Babylon 69.
God.
Zathras will be played by ScarJo. I don't know. I think we're ruining people's image of Babylon 5 by this conversation. We've got 2 hours.
I wouldn't mind if Zathras. It would make my dreams less gay.
Wait, Zathras? The Rat Man?
Rat Man.
I just, again, it's if you're really gonna do this, I mean, who would you cast as John Sheridan? Who would you cast as Ivanova? And who would you cast as Dr. Franklin? That for me would be.
Here's the thing that it always bothered me about Hollywood, whether it be movies or television. It's kind of a paradox where I would think you would want to give people that have never been on the show a shot because you don't know who the really, really good people are and who are going to do the job better than anybody else. Sorry, car coming by. But the other thing is, who are you going to get that's going to draw in an audience?
Yeah.
Because sometimes the right actor or actress is going to pull in people that you wouldn't otherwise have. So it's a paradox. But in my opinion, I'd say just go completely brand new. Find people who can act out of a pool of all the thousands of people who want the job, who are hungry for the job, and can do it better than most of the people that we're watching now.
I guess it's a TV show when it actually starts up.
And not to lie, Daggy, when you start saying we're going to find from people from a pool, I literally start thinking we're going to go to a bikini contest, and that's how we're going to get our cast, right?
I mean,
yes, exactly.
All right, I can say.
If I were really, if somebody were to ask me who I would cast as Sheridan, I would think about Dylan O'Brien, the kid from the
Maze Runner.
The Maze Runner.
He's too young, and he's like kind of short.
It's the CW, man. I mean, that's what the CW is, man.
Didn't they have the arrow on it originally or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you get Steven at Melon.
I watched the first season.
Like, as I call it, he's doing heels right now, but you know how that's gonna last.
Gilbert Godfrey should play Captain Sheridan.
I mean, I tend to agree with Adega, and that's what you probably should do. But my mind can't think that much right now, so I'm just going with just copy and paste more or less people from The Expanse.
Okay.
Yeah, but the problem is you're going to have the actor, and you're going to see that actor, and you're going to see The Expanse. You're not going to see Babylon 5. Or you're going to see the cop show that they came from, and not Babylon 5. Or you're going to see the movie instead of a whole new cast where you're learning new people.
Isn't that like Boromir's role? Like they keep on like killing him off.
Right.
The actor.
Right. You see him, you know he's going to die.
We should avoid typecasting. I realize that, but that's just my initial mind reaction because somebody had mentioned that, and I'm like, it would work. I would watch it.
You know, Dylan O'Brien is 30 years old.
How do you know that?
It's called the internet.
I don't know. Look at your history.
It's magic.
No.
Nathan Fillion for Sheridan. Too much Firefly.
You know who you get? Adam Brody. That'll bring the young girls in.
What about Army Hammer? Can we get him?
Oh, he's a cannibal.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He'd half the crew. There'd be no battles. There'd be no violence.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
Like instead of Star Killer, he'll be known as Star Eater.
I would almost say Kevin Sorbo, but he already did this gig.
I mean, he could use the work.
It's a hard question, but Adega nailed it. New cast, new faces, because you know why? Be no intimidation on set if it's pretty much all new faces. They don't have to feel like they have to outact the other persons, and just try to be friends on set and develop that type of friendship or frenemy interaction, how they're going to do the character interactions, and that's how it builds. That's all you got to do. It's simple. And it also saves them a lot of money.
That is true. The payroll from not having to use. Yeah.
They're probably going to pay some people that were already on CW shows, maybe, possibly.
No, I couldn't. No, that would not work.
Wait. Henry Cavill as Sheridan?
He's too.
No,
he would. That's too much money.
Jason Momoa as Delenn.
I was thinking Elle Fanning as Delenn. She'd make a decent Delenn.
She thinks she's British.
but see, not only would they have to work independently with the role, they would have to all have charisma as an ensemble cast, and that's a really tall order.
That is a tall order. Oh, jeez, this is difficult.
I mean, he has done sci-fi pretty good for a couple of seasons, and then it just kind of goes to hell. But I mean, they never had J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah, true. Again, if you have the right people working on your sets and visual effects, if you had again, The Expanse is ending eventually, so a lot of the people that worked on that show are going to be available. So,
it's going to totally be available because I said the strike's going to happen. That's going to give you some time.
Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have
a couple of months.
I'm just trying to figure out what company I would go with as far as makeup effects. I do like the crew that they have for their makeup for Discovery, because those guys are gifted. They're just working with really bad material.
Well, that's the thing. A show is made up of just so many different crews and everything. You might excel in one area, but if the other areas aren't necessarily up to stuff, it's like, okay, some things, maybe some folks can get past a little bit, but other folks are just going to be like, I don't like this as an overall product. It's like, all right, you have this stew. The beef is wicked delicious, but when you add in about 20 times the bouillon cubes you're supposed to, which totally happened to my friend Kate Stew, I like salty things. Even I can eat this stew after 3 bites. I never let her forget it. If you have too much of one thing, it can throw everything out of whack.
You're right.
I think we'll have to wait and see. And we should probably start wrapping up. It's been over 2 hours. We didn't get we'll do the episodes next week, but I think this was a good segue episode,
Well, I think we should just go through everyone and just kind of wrap up their feelings, 3 things that...
No, Keith, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that because we'll torture you. And Tickle Trunk's about to have a stroke.
The makeup guy for Babylon 5 just died in 2016.
I think Jeremy Spiggs wants peanut butter. this was a good episode. I do agree. I want to thank everyone on the panel. I want to make sure we all exit together because that I was here. Well, you guys can come back next week. Fat Steven and panel, great job today. Well done to all. Well, thank you, Dee Dee. And with that, this has been Arwen Avalon, Means of Destruction, Keith of Pop Culture Minefield, who finally turned his camera because he was falling over so much. We got Kate Rowan, Ginger Raven, Monkey Jeebus, Adaga the Outlaw, and of course, myself, as people call it, the Crisco Commander. You all have a great day.
With his frozen underwear.
Yeah, it's frozen pants, man. Frozen pants. Come on, get it right. And stay for the outro. Thank you, members. Thank you, mods. And oh shit, where are my pants?
You don't want to overheat.
You always make me overheat.
Only on Mondays.
Cause I can see the sun light up the sky. So I hit the road in overdrive, baby. Oh, the city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
Did we really meme New B5 into existence?
I'm drowning in the night. Oh,
Babylon 90210.
Brought to you by Mumberry and Timex.